Hello again everybody and welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're back with the Guide to Gold series where I take you guys through the latest Gran Turismo time trial lap challenge and I'll give you some tips and pointers how to get gold. So today we're at Lago Maggiore in the Honda NSX Group 2, which personally is a really fun combo for me, really enjoyable car to drive, very quick in the corner, so yeah, a lot of fun to drive. So as you guys can see, the current world record time is 38.9 and the goal time is a 41.870. Since this is an online qualifier, we do expect quite a bit of the esports guys to take part. As you can see, they're already filled in the leaderboard. Um, I can see the time going down slightly. I don't think it'll go too much further down, like maybe a mid 41, I think a 41, 6, 41, 5, I think should see you being safe. So yeah, let's take you through my lap guide and yeah, I'll give you some pointers on how to get gold in this one. Like I said, really fun, really enjoyable to do. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it as well. Okay, so let's just get up the lap and then I'll take you through it. Okay, starting the lap off, heading to the first turn all the way up into sixth gear. So just, so I missed that a bit, apologies. So into the start, as you'll see at the end of the pit barrier on the left, as you get past it, just after you pass that, that will be your first braking marker. Um, Ideally, you want to get into the corner in first gear, as I'll show you the roll on for a little bit. So ideally, you want to get the car into first gear, as you can see I'm in there, and you want to be on this curb. If you're making the corner but you're missing the curb, you're actually carrying a bit too much speed. So try to really make sure that you get all over this curb. You can even cut this slightly over here, but you do risk unsettling the car and you can, yeah, make it a bit tricky. So yeah, make sure you try and get as much curve as you can, because that is the best way to take this corner. You'll see I short you very quickly into third gear, just to when I go back on throttle, I just maintain that traction. Because if you do it in second, you can I just have a bit of a tail slapper. And then you'll see as I straighten the car up, I immediately go and brake into first gear. So you can see third gear, quick brake into first gear, and then you want to keep this tight here and hug this apex all the way. I even if you can get a bit of your tie on the yellow, that can also work. So you just give a quick half brake. Don't run out wide. You're just gonna waste time and yeah, try and keep this narrow as possible. So see, shift in second gear, sorry, and then try keep it as straight as possible when you go and accelerate as you can. Be quite tricky on traction. Small lift when you're getting there, and then I'm basically using this first black marker here um, as a braking reference. So you want to keep this to as close left as possible to open up the corner into the next section. And once again, traction is another issue with this one because so much power in these cars. It's really tricky to keep them under control in the lower gears. So you'll see I'll initially go down to second gear, but then shift up to third on exit to make sure I keep that traction in check. So see, down to second, shift up to third. See, I'm just slightly holding throttle, as you can see there. Even in third gear, can slightly kick out. So try to keep your car straight as possible when you go on full throttle. So for this one, a very tricky corner over here because it's such a long braking point up until the actual corner. Um, so I'm getting past the usual markers. Let me go into this view. We normally brake here. You're actually going a little bit further, and I'm using um, this marker here, just in the white. That's kind of where my braking marker is. And you want to stay wide as long as you can, and then have a late turn to open up the corner. It just makes the next corner easier. See, I actually get the angle slightly wrong, and I have to short shift the fourth gear just to avoid going wide, but you can have it all the way out. Next one, you're gonna brake just after this where the curb starts. You'll see I keep it in fourth. Some people go up to fifth and then go down to fourth gear, but you definitely want to take this corner in fourth. And this one you really have to use the downforce of the car. You need to chuck it in and make sure you're carrying the speed, because there's a lot of time to be won in last year, and if you don't get in the speed, you lose it all the way up to the next bit. So see, fourth gear, chuck it in early on the throttle. And key ones for this one, you can cut these corners a lot. How much I'm cutting is actually, you can do it even more than that. Essentially, as long as you have a wheel on this bit here, you are within track limit. So make sure you cut this as much as you can. It open up the corners all the way through. You'll see, even there, cut that as well. Keep it flat out. Yeah, and you just want to go all the way flat out in the six. Make sure you're keeping the line as tight and narrow as possible. And then coming up to the hairpin, very famous corner indeed. So my braking marker, I am braking just after the this light over here, just before where this whole, the green wall actually ends. So that's going to be my braking marker. I'm going down to second gear for the hairpin, and make sure you use the camber of the corner as much as you can, and make sure you go as early as possible on throttle. You can see just before the green wall I'm shifting. Second gear, use the camber and try to go early on throttle. Try to straighten up as soon as you can, otherwise the rear can go. And then we're going flat out all the way. Make sure you're cutting as much as you can the whole section. Another tricky one to judge, you're going to be braking before the 50-meter board, but there's no obvious braking marker. You can actually, as you pass the trees here, you can actually use that, but you definitely need to brake before the 50-meter. Very tricky one to get right. This next section really is about your flow and maintaining the speed. You really wanna get there without braking too much, just getting your line right. That's really gonna be key here. So I'm gonna brake into fourth and then slowly into third to give it a little bit extra rotation, and really try to use as much of the track as possible. So make sure you stay as wide as you can to open up the corner as well. So see, just before the 50, I'm braking into third, going out wide, and as I come past this this apex here, I'm actually just releasing accelerator to get the turn in. Depending on how much speed and what line you're taking here, you might need to give a small brake. So yeah, really how much speed in the line you carry really makes a big difference here. But for me, I just had to lift off to get the turn in. As you can see there, I'm lifting, just coasting a bit, and early on the throttle, make use of track limits as much as you can. I'm gonna stay wide here, coming up to the last corner, and then quite the easy braking marker. You can use this arrow here as your final braking marker. You're gonna shift down to fourth, and then very early go into fifth gear to help you get the speed all the way up. You really need to chuck this car in and try to go as early as possible on throttle. It's quite easy to go out wide, but yeah, you really need to just commit to this one, and yeah, the downforce of the car will eventually make it stick. So just take it to the last one. So you go down to fourth, shift up to fifth. You can go as long as you're on the track, you stay within track limits, and then if you're on a good lap, just rev it all the way up in fifth gear. And that's a lap of Lago Maggiore on the Honda NSX Group 2. Really fun lap, I think. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, it's just to run through the whole lap. So you can see just part the pit forward. That's where you're going to brake all the way down to first gear. Make sure you get in a curb, short sharp to third, straighten up, and then go back down to first gear. Keeping it tight. Then on second gear, try to keep it as straight as possible. Go out wide as much as you can. Off throttle over here, move it to the left, down to second gear, and then shift up to third to manage the throttle, and then all the way up into the very tricky braking point. You can see as the marker ends there, that's where you're going to brake. Down to third gear, try to get as much turn as you can, try to go early on throttle, keep it as straight as you can as well, just to help avoid the rear. After the curb, that's when you go down. You're going to go down the fourth bit of brake, and then try and cut these corners as much as you can, full throttle. Cut this as well, keep it full throttle, keep line of least resistance, make sure you're keeping it tight as much as you can, and then you can breathe for a little bit. And then yeah, we'll be heading into the next section after the light, just before the green wall ends. That's going to brake all the way down to second, use that camber early on throttle, make sure you straighten up as much as you can to help with the rear. And once again, try and cut all of these as much as you can, flat out all the way, obviously just before the 15-meter wall, catching the brake down to third. Just try to manage the speed nicely. Go out wide, just a bit of a lift, early as you can, back on the throttle, and preparing for the final corner where lots of time can be won. Once you see that marker, down to fourth, early up to fifth. Make sure you use as much track as you can, and keep it all the way up. And that's a lap at Lago Maggiore on the NSX Group 2. A really fun lap. I really enjoyed that one. Currently 300th in the world and third in South Africa. I think I'm just about half a tenth of first place, so it's quite tight in the South African leaderboard. But I'm sure there's quite a bit of days still left to do the time trial. So I'm sure a lot of the guys will come back and make sure they get under the 140s. But yeah, really a lot of fun, I think, and I think something that the guys will enjoy. And hopefully with some of this tips in this lab guide, it will help you guys get gold. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, if this video is useful to you at all, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and give it a comment as well. I really appreciate any feedback that you guys give. If you guys keep on enjoying it, I'll keep on making the videos. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot, everyone. Cheers. Bye.